Welcome to episode 2 of this series, Financial Planning with Boston Solutions Financial Executives. And now let's see the profile of a person who asked for financial advising session with me. So yesterday, nakausap ko to sa social media since I posted sa socials ko that I'm looking for people na pwede kong bigyan ng free financial advice. At nagbigay siya ng information sa akin. So isa siya sa mga napili ko na lagyan ng video ngayon. So ang profile nito is female. So she is a 28-year-old woman na single pa at ang trabaho niya ay marketer at graphic designer. So remember that this person is not my current client. At hindi ko naman siya pinilit na bumili sa akin before I give the advice. I am open to anyone who wanted financial advice as long as you are willing to answer questionnaires. Of course, I could give you my insights regarding the data and information that you are going to give me. So wala akong active insurance na hawak sa kanya and wala pa akong date of servicing. So, ngayon, ano ba ang hiningi niya sa akin na advice? Ang service request niya is, kung pwede ko daw siya bigyan ng advice, tingnan ko yung current outlook ng money niya at saka yung money discipline niya. Tapos, may budgeting siyang ginagawa pero I hope I could improve that. Tapos, sabi niya, bigyan ko daw siya ng advice para i-organize pa yung finances niya. Tapos, kung okay yung budgeting technique na ibibigay ko, yun yung i-apply niya moving forward. Okay, so let's begin. So, nag-send ako sa kanya ng questionnaire and then sinagutan niya yon. Ito yung bumalik sa akin. So, let's see kung ano na ang financial health niya. Now, ang saving status daw niya as of the moment ay may 3 times monthly expenses or more worth na siya ng savings. So, this person has a good emergency fund already according to kanyang number 1, saving status. Now, for number 2 naman, ang budget discipline niya, sabi niya, wala siyang parang Excel na parang nilalagyan or wala siyang app kung saan nire-record niya lahat. Pero alam niya, may ballpark figure siya kung ilan yung napupunta sa mga bagay-bagay, needs, wants, obligations, etc. Now, paano siya nag-generate ng income? According sa usap namin kahapon sa Messenger, this person has an interest in a business. So, meron siyang business, pero hindi sa kanya mismo talaga yon. So, parang part owner, parang ganoon siya. But this person has a consistent inflow of cash because salaried siya. Meron siyang trabaho. So, that's nice. Mas madali yung budgeting kasi pag ganito. Number 4, kamusta naman ang outlook ng cash flow niya? So, hindi consistent, pero may rough estimate siya ng living in other expenses niya. So, that's more than enough. Ngayon, ang maganda dito, wala daw siyang utang na binabayaran. Ngayon, sa protection coverage niya, sabi niya, meron akong insurance. Hindi lang ako sure kung anong coverage nun. Tapos, hindi niya alam kung enough ba yung insurance na meron siya. Now, sa investment naman, may 2 types siya ng investment. The first one, yung asset that appreciates value. So, bumili siya ng something na alam niyang mag-i-increase yung value in the future. Pwedeng gold yun, real estate, paintings, etc. Meron din siyang productive assets that gives income yun. So, nabanggit nga yun, may interest siya sa business. So, I am thinking baka ito yon. Kasi hindi na namin to dive deep since hindi naman ito yung pinaka-main concern niya. And then number 8, according to her, she is financially secure. And nakikita naman natin yon. May enough siya ng emergency fund and mukhang kaya naman niya lahat yung needs and wants and mga other expenses niya. So, that's already good. So, ito daw ang budgeting niya. Actually, yung budgeting na binigay niya sa akin has exact amounts, but I'm not going to post it here. Let's do percentage na lang para mas ma-appreciate din ng mga nakakanood. At saka mas ma-appreciate niya yung scale ng bawat figures. So, 38% ang napupunta sa needs niya. So, in order for her to sustain herself, 38%. Yung wants niya is 7% lang. So, you know that this girl is a prudent girl. So, talagang nakasort ang finances niya. Hindi siya maluho. Now, may other monthly expenses daw siya. According to her, these are tithes, a donation, contribution to family, etc. So, this girl knows how to save at mabuti ang kalooban niya because she knows how to help. Now, 20% ang napupunta sa Freedom Fund. Basically, hindi niya sinabi yung Freedom Fund, but according to her description, basta 20% na iipon ko yan, hindi ko na nagagalaw. Nasa general savings ko yan. Okay, that's nice. We call it Freedom Fund kasi sa unit namin. And then, 28% sa restricted savings. Ito yung sinasabi niya ng mga investment. So, tuloy-tuloy pa rin siyang nagpa-fund up ng mga investment na to for long-term planning. So, yan ang itsura ng kanyang budgeting. So, ngayon, since ang aim niya is for me to give feedback sa current financial health niya at saka tulungan ko siya sa budgeting, here are my advices. First one, sa general outlook niya na financially secured, it's correct. Tama yun. A person who could sustain lahat ng expenses niya dun sa kita niya at may sobra pa, knows already na secure na tong tao na to. Kasi may emergency fund, pag may sudden expenses, hindi siya mararatel. Ibig sabihin, hindi masisira yung finances niyang sobra. Kasi hiwalay na pera yon. At kayang i-sustain ng current inflow ng pera niya yung kailangan niyang bayaran. So, 38% needs, excellent yan. Kasi 50% ang ideal ceiling ng living expenses. Dapat kalahati ng kinikita mo should be enough to sustain your living. But sa kanya, 38% lang. So it means may tremendous flexibility siya pagdating sa mga pera niya. Okay? Now, 7% na napupunta sa wants. So, unless sobrang taas ng salary mo dito, hindi kasabay na tumataas yung lifestyle niya. Nasa 7% lang yung wants. So, this person is highly disciplined. 0% ang debt o yung utang. So, this person is outstanding pagdating sa debt management. Kasi wala naman siyang pinangungutangan. So, that's good. And then 7% ang inaalat niya, kapantay ng wants, yung donation tithe. So, your girl is aligned with her values. Good job. Now, doon naman tayo sa growth account. Ngayon, sa growth account niya, 20% ang napupunta sa general savings. Pag sinabi natin general savings, naiipon siya pero wala siya talagang purpose. Hindi pa alam kung saan. Ang danger ng mga ganito kasi, binibigyan kanya ng high liquidity. Ibig sabihin yung pera mo, pwedeng mapunta kahit saang bagay. Parang, kumbaga, sa oras, pagka hindi ka nagplano ng gagawin mo sa oras na yon, biglang may nag-aya sa'yo nung time na wala kang ginagawa, game ka kagad. So, double-edged sword yon. Game ka kasi wala ka namang gagawin eh. Parang ganun yun eh. So, dito sa pera niya, pwedeng maging game siya kagad and hindi natin alam kung yun ay for the betterment or for worse. So, yun yung problema dito. Pero that's nice na meron kang savings discipline. This is a healthy buffer for you. Kaya, I could consider you na very liquid pagdating sa mga short-term na opportunities na pwedeng magpakita sa'yo. Now, 28% is restricted savings. So, if you're going to imagine this, 28% ang napupunta sa investment mo. So, I could consider this already as highly aggressive. Pero, wala namang restriction pagdating sa pagiging aggressive. I just wanted you to know na since hindi naman to exceedingly aggressive, kasi meron ka pa rin namang ponda sa mga needs mo, sa wants mo, sa mga ilang kailangan mong i-finance, may natatabi ka pa. So, hindi naman siya exceedingly aggressive. It's just that, ang pag-invest sa ganitong bagay, high risk, high return. So, you are willing to lose that 28% kung hindi man nag-return yung mga pinag-investan mo. But you are in a good position right now. So, tolerable talaga yan. I just want you to know that your category as of the moment, sa perspective ko, is highly aggressive pagdating sa investment mo. Hindi naman highly, aggressive lang. Pwede na yun. Now, security account mo, ito yung medyo may question ako. Since hindi tayo nag-dive deeper pagdating dito, for your emergency fund, kailangan kita bigyan ng advice kung paano hinahandle yon. Since sabi mo may 3+ months worth of living expenses ka sa iyong emergency fund, that is good already. So, more than the management of emergency fund, siguro yung bibigay kong advice sa'yo later. Kailangan ko ng clarification. And also, you said that you have insurances and protection coverages, pero since hindi ako nakatanggap ng copy ng benefit page ng insurance mo, I'm not really sure kung itong insurance na to is a benefit of your work or this is an insurance from other insurance companies. So, I just need to know the contract para malaman ko kung saan ka na protected. Because this talks about your security account na directly related sa overall finances mo. So, maybe if this person definitely needs a second meeting with me. Pero kung hindi man, makakatulong yon sa kung sino man mapipili mo na financial advisor. So, retirement fund mo, wala akong nakita na designated talaga for retirement fund. You put 0% there, though you do have investment. I'm not really sure kung yung investments mo ay intended sa yung retirement fund. Kasi kung ang retirement fund mo, which will definitely happen in the future, is reliant on something that is very aggressive, that we are not sure if magkaka-return or not, medyo may danger doon. So, kailangan talaga natin mapag-usapan yon. Sa current budgeting mo, ito yung itsura. Parang, based on your answers, 52% ay napupunta sa operations. Operations account includes needs and wants. So, 52% ang napupunta doon. And then, the 48% is napupunta sa growth account. Yung pinapalago mong pera, 20% yung general savings mo, 28% yung restricted savings mo. And then, wala kang pinupunta sa security. So, ang security account is comprised of emergency fund, and insurances. So, baka mamaya kasi yung insurance mo is automatically deductible na sa yung salary. So, I don't know that. Kasi hindi natin na-discuss. But I need to give you an advice regarding your concern. So, ang first kong advice is for you to talk to an advisor. Kailangan maging malinaw ka din sa emergency fund mo. Kasi we don't want na yung emergency fund mo is too high to the point na natatalo yung pera mo sa bangko. Kasi pag nasa general savings lang yan, the interest being promised by banks is less than 1% growth. And as as of September 2025, I look at the inflation rate in the Philippines, it's 1.7. So, kung masyadong mataas yung emergency fund mo, natatalo siya ng 1.7% due to inflation, but just growing for less than 1% due to interest. So, hindi maganda pag nandun lahat yung pera mo. Maybe you could look for another investment vehicle to grow your money. So, whether you are going to set an appointment with me for the second time around, I just want you to know na ang healthy emergency fund is 3 to 6 times of your living expenses. Emergency fund is different than health fund. Yung emergency fund is intended pagka kunyari may sudden emergencies ka or bigla ka nawalan ng trabaho. So at least 3 to 6 times or 3 to 6 months, kaya mong i-sustain yung sarili mo. Okay? Now, health fund is different. So, yung emergency fund, hindi kailangan malaki talaga to. Kasi walang leverage pag nasa general savings account lang. So, kung may excess ka, I mean, sobra-sobra pala investment mo, maybe you could look for a different investment vehicle na para sa higher growth potential. Now, for your security sa insurances, you need to check kung ano ba ang health coverages mo. Kasi kung HMO yan, ibig sabihin, common illnesses hospitalization yan. Pag critical illness yan, we need to look kung enough ba yung coverage na meron ka. Kasi baka may HMO ka, it's 100,000 lang or 150,000 lang. But sickness nowadays, wala pa, isang linggo lang, kulang na kagad yung 150,000 sa confinement. So, we need to look at it para malaman natin yung improvement. And then, I need to have a discussion kung kailangan mo ng life insurance kasi you said you are giving 7% to your family. So, baka mamaya highly reliant yung 7% na pondo na yon. So, let's see kung kakailanganin mo ng life insurance. Pag hindi naman, we don't need to talk about it. And there's a need for discussion on retirement fund building. Risky na yung investment mo is coming from a business para sa retirement. Kasi baka mamaya, during the time of retirement, doon bumulusok, pabagsak yung business. We don't want that to happen, pero possible. So, kailangan natin lagyan ng safety net or cushion yung retirement mo. And we could talk about it on our second meeting. And then, it's very important for me also to look at your goals. Kasi baka mamaya magpapakasal ka na pala or mag-aanak ka. So, yun yung mga bagay na pinagbibuildan ng fund. So, we need to talk about it. Now, I keep on mentioning the operations, growth, and security account. So, as preliminary, siguro since hindi kita old client, ibig sabihin, tayo ay nagkakilala lang at nakapag-usap lang recently. So, you could watch one of my YouTube videos that talks about budgeting. So, nilagay ko rito yung picture para mas madali mo siyang mahanap. At LG Bauzon, yun yung page ko. I think I invited you already to like the page, to subscribe sa my channel. So, panoorin mo yun para mas maintindihan mo kung bakit ganito yung structure na binigay ko sa'yo. Okay, but generally, you are doing well. Dito tayo sa current budgeting since pinaparevise mo rin sa akin to. So, your current budgeting now is at 52,480 sa operations, growth, and security. Ito yung pwede mong sundin for now kasi hindi pa tayo nag-usap. I'm not really sure kung willing ka makipag-usap sa akin for the second time around. Pero ang preliminary suggestion ko is to bump it up papuntang 55, 35, and 10. So, imagine yung operations, yung needs and wants mo, instead of 52% lang, gawin natin 55%. It's because nabababaan ako dun sa wants mo. Hindi ko sinabi magtaas ka ng lifestyle or gumastos ka ng mas madami. What I wanted you to have is the flexibility na hindi ka ma-restrict masyado kasi susundin mo yung budgeting na to. So, at least, kahit papano, from 7%, magiging 10% na yung wants mo. Okay lang kung hindi mo yun magastos. Kung sakaling may sobra, ilagay mo siya sa general savings mo. Kasi general savings, definitely, yung 20% nakaraan, bababa kasi yun. So, kung may hindi ka ginamit, lagay mo siya sa general savings. Now, sa growth account tayo. Currently, at 48% ka, masyadong mataas to, lahat iniipon mo for the future. So, gawin nating 35 to 40%. Hindi ko pwedeng ibabato ng sobra kasi restricted yung 20%, dapat ma-meet mo to, right? So, kung 35 ang pipiliin mo, at least 7%, malalagyan mo pa rin yung general savings mo. And remember, yung hindi mo nagamit sa wants, idadagdag mo pa sa general savings. Ngayon, kung gusto mo naman ng 40% kasi hindi ka comfortable na yung ipon mo ay biglang bumagsak, choose 40%. That 40% would give you 12% na of general savings. Kasi yung general savings, yung Freedom Fund, again, nasa general savings account, which is pwedeng matalo ng inflation. Kaya we are not encouraging you to put all your money in one savings. So, yung security account mo lalagyan natin. 5 to 10% yan. So, kung 35% na pinili mo dito, definitely 10 to. Kung 40% na nilagyan mo sa growth, 5% to. So, kung ikaw ay may enough na emergency fund at good na yung insurance mo, you could just use 5% security account. i-improve na lang natin yung ilan mong coverages. Maybe improve natin yung health fund mo, or we could create a retirement fund na nahiwalay. Ngayon, kung yung emergency fund mo is 3 to 6 times na nga na living expenses pero nababaan ka, gawin natin 10%. Hahatiin natin yan. Lalagyan natin yung emergency fund mo every time na kumikita ka while still building your insurance portfolio. Kasi insurance, it's a leverage. Now, I am telling you this not because I wanted to sell you the insurances. Of course, I am true to my word na kung ano man yung pinag-usapan natin, which is me giving you free financial advice, it's good na. Pero the reason why I encourage you to put up security account and have a strong security account because you are the type of person na very important yung long term, yung building wealth. And I've seen plenty of people na nag-build ng wealth at nag-crash lahat yon because of unexpected expenses. And usually unexpected expenses come from hospital bills, from health issues. And kung hindi strong yung health fund mo, lahat ng mga investment mo ipo-pull out mo because you need to sustain yourself. So ito yung laro ng isang financial advisor, yung defensive style of building wealth. Now, you already have the discipline. All you need to do is to parang set aside it properly, have a strong budgeting, because as you grow up the ladder sa career mo, as your business expand, if may matibay ka na budgeting, sabay-sabay aangat yan. Yung living expenses, kung hindi ka nag-increase ng lifestyle, lahat ng angat ng pera mo could contribute to the growth account. But the security account, 10%, it's enough na for now. Then we can talk about it. Kung interested ka, just send me a PM or just reply after I send you this video. Okay, so generally speaking, I hope I answered all the questions and concern service requests that you gave. And for those of you who wanted free financial advice, just PM me. Nilagay ko na yung link ko sa description and sa baba ng video na to. You could just contact me, and then as long as you're willing to share some of this information, nakita nyo naman, hindi ko naman sinishare kung sino, but I would like to give advice sa true people, yung tunay na magbe-benefit, hindi siya fictitious lang. So, win-win situation sa atin. Okay, so thank you for trusting me.